Okay, hi guys, it's Kyle and I'm back for part 3 of my multiplayer map design series. And today we're going to go through creating corridors or using the concept of corridors to link your kill boxes, as well as going through a brief look at the multiplayer map flow or the multiplayer level flow. Because in a previous video I did talk about level flow and how important it is, I'm going to go a little bit more in depth with that for this video. And I've got some news to share with you guys, but they'll come at the end if I have time. So the first thing is using corridors. Basically, when I say corridors in a multiplayer context, I don't mean building a hallway where the only options is either to keep going forwards or back up. And you don't want to do that in a multiplayer map because one, that can potentially create a funnel, basically a choke point actually is the right word for it. It'll create a choke point, which just means easy kills, but it also means that you can't sort of create the random feel of a multiplayer game either. So that's sort of something that you want to keep in mind when building corridor. Here's an example of a corridor. I have two isolated kill boxes here, one here and this rooftop up here. So these two rooftops, if I didn't have this staircase, they'd be isolated. So really this staircase is my corridor, and you can already guess that when I'm saying corridor throughout this particular video, I don't mean as in a path, right? It could be a bridge, it could be, like in this example, staircase, or it could be another room altogether. If you've ever played a multiplayer game, you'd notice that there'd be one central area or several central areas where there'd be a lot of fighting, but there'd also be sort of off areas like hidden pathways or obscure areas where there won't be as much fighting, but you can still get around the map in a relatively safe manner. And those hidden paths and those sort of ways around are your kill box corridors. So in this instance, we've got these stairs here. That is a kill box link or a kill box corridor. These stairs over here are a kill box corridor, but also in this example here, these planks and this convenient hole in the roof is a kill box corridor as well. Because really, when you build a kill box corridor, you're giving the player an option. Yeah, you're giving them several options, whether to keep going forwards, to back up, although I don't know why you would, but to go forwards, back up, go left, go right, go up or down. Really, that's what you need to be able to do when you're building a kill box corridor. So enough about that, because I've spoken enough about those things. Just keep in mind though that when you're building one of these things, right, you're not building a hallway. You should be considering, well, if the player gets trapped on either end, can they still bail out of the kill box link? Is there an option to go left or right or up or down? If you haven't got those options, then you've pretty much built a grave for the player. You've built them a trap and they can't get out of it, and it just makes it feel uninteresting and the map becomes less and less enjoyable. So those are a few things that you want to avoid. The next thing, of course, linking together with killbox corridors, would be the map flow or the general flow of a multiplayer map. Now, if I were to ask you, or if somebody were to ask you to draw a multiplayer map in its simplest form, you should draw a circle or a figure 8, because that's really what a multiplayer map should feel like. It should feel like an endless cycle. Let me show you really briefly what I mean. Right, so I'm going to use, you know what, I'll use the blue path for my first example, yeah? Alright, so say we spawn over here, in this building here, and as you can see, I haven't finished building the interior areas of the building, but that's okay, because I don't really need that right now. So say I spawn here, or wherever in this room, and I decide, okay, I'm gonna follow the blue path, yeah? Let's follow the blue path, and that takes us outside, takes us up onto this ridge here, up onto this other rooftop, down the planks, up the stairs, And you can see, if I zoom out just a little bit, you can see that I've got two options now. I can either go into this building and go into that building. Ah, it's a corridor. Yeah, it's a corridor. All right, wow, that was lame. I'm sorry. Um, this is a corridor, and like you can see here, I've given myself options to either go this way or go that way or go back down the stairs if I really have to, or I can jump off and die. That's one option, I guess, if you don't want the other team to get a kill. So let's continue following this blue path, yeah? We're going to keep following it across this plank bridge, which I really... Whoop, sorry. Zoom out a bit. Yep, this plank bridge, and we're going to sort of follow the blue path across. We're going to jump down onto this weird platformy thing out here, which I will turn into scaffolding with the final geometry. And we're back where we started. A sort of endless loop has begun, hasn't it? Because we can go back outside, go down the plank bridge here again, go up the stairs, and go back around. Now, obviously, if I went this way... Ooh, wow, some weird snapping going on. It's because the mouse is sort of coming here and it's all of a sudden snapping over onto this side, which is kind of strange. So what's happening is I've come up here and I've taken this route, but if I go this way, I get a similar result, right? I'll end up... Oh dear. Oh gosh. I'll end up here, and I'm sorry about the camera snapping. It's really weird. I have to look into that. And if I follow, I guess, this invisible blue line, just imagine a blue line being there. But if I follow that and sort of come out here, I'll be at the orange path, which is really an amalgamation of both paths, and I'll be back here again. So really I've created a somewhat endless loop. Now let's try following the orange line. Again, we'll start off in this building. I know I haven't put any flow lines in here, but just try to imagine them for a sec, please. Let's go this way. We'll come out into this room. We'll go outside here because, whoops, sorry again. We've got, okay, so we've got our, these are fire escape landings. We can jump across into this landing here, go up the stairs, go up this magical ladder, and we'll be up onto the roof. And if I fly across over here, we've got a sort of ledge here that you can jump down, and you can follow that around, down, and sort of end up here, I guess. I haven't really thought out the orange flow line much, but I do have something. I have something of a complete flow, which is sort of here this way. So we follow that. We can go into this building, turn a corner here. Yep, cross another plank bridge. Surprise, surprise. And sort of follow this yellow road, orangey road, and we'll be back where we started. So I guess that's another flow line there, an endless loop. So that's the sort of thing that you want to achieve with a multiplayer map. When you're thinking about a multiplayer map, always have figure 8 in mind. Yeah, that's basically two circles overlapping each other, right? That's an even better example, actually. If you have two circles overlapping each other, that's sort of what you want to get. So you want one circle to be, I guess, the logical path for one team, and the other circle will be the logical path for the other team. Where those two circles intersect, that would be the kill box for your level. So that's it about the corridors and the map flow for this video. Hope you like the new level layout. Doesn't matter if you don't. But some news for you, and if you've been following if you've been watching these videos for the tips and tricks and techniques that I'm using to build my level, then you're in luck. But if you're actually watching this video because you want to build a multiplayer map yourself, then you might be slightly disappointed to hear that I will be putting this series on temporary hiatus because I've actually co-founded an indie team, and we're starting work on our first mobile game, so game for iPhone and Android, and it's going to be a top-down shooter. So if you've been watching these videos for tips, tricks, and techniques, then stick around because I'll be starting two new series. One is map building breakdowns, where I will go through building a map from scratch using all the techniques that I've shown you guys so far, plus a few more. And I will also be going through making the tutorial map for this mobile game that we're making as well. And it's called, I've called it the Fountain Square map, but it's a tutorial map and I'll be making everything from scratch. So again, I'm sorry if you're watching this specifically for the reason that I'm making a multiplayer map, so I do apologize again. But hopefully I don't lose half my subscribers. That would really suck for me. But again, stick around for the map building breakdown series and the Fountain Square, the making of Fountain Square map series. So thank you for watching, and by this weekend, hopefully I'll have the breakdown series up and running as well as Fountain Square map series started. So stick around and I'll see you next time. Bye.